Autumn, an introduction. For many of us, autumn, or as the Americans would say, fall, is the season of mixed emotions. Summer's long days are replaced by a chill in the air. The colours on the trees and fields ripen to warmer hues, and the harvest is brought safely home. Yet with this bounty there is the knowledge that nature is turning her attention to the harder, colder winter months ahead. Our collection of poems amplifies this balance between the loss of summer and the gain of the harvest, with wonderful poems by such notables as Keats, Shelley, Yeats, Emily Dickinson and Longfellow. This collection is read for you by Gisela Rowe and Gideon Wagner.
The Falling of Leaves by William Butler Yeats. Autumn is over, the long leaves that love us, and over the mice in the barley sheaves, yellow the leaves of the rowan above us, and yellow the wet wild strawberry leaves. The hour of the waning of love has beset us, and weary and worn are our sad souls now. Let us pat, ere the season of passion forget us, with a kiss and a tear on thy drooping brow.
Autumn Song by Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Know'st thou not at the fall of the leaf, how the heart feels a languid grief, laid on it for a covering, and how sleep seems a goodly thing in autumn at the fall of the leaf? And how the swift beat of the brain falters because it is in vain in autumn at the fall of the leaf, knowest thou not? And how the chief of joys seems not to suffer pain? Knowst thou not at the fall of the leaf, how the soul feels like a dried sheaf, bound up at length for harvesting, and how death seems a comely thing in autumn at the fall of the leaf?
Autumn by Thomas Hood. I saw old autumn in the misty morn stand shadowless like silence, listening to silence, for no lonely bird would sing into his hollow ear from woods forlorn, nor lowly hedge nor solitary thorn, shaking his languid locks all dewy bright, with tangled gossamer that fell by night, pearling his coronet of golden corn. Where are the songs of summer, with the sun opening the dusky eyelids of the south, till shade and silence waken up as one, and morning sings with a warm odorous mouth? Where are the merry birds? Away, away, on panting wings through the inclement skies, lest owls should prey, undazzled at noonday, and tear with horny beak their lustrous eyes. Where are the blooms of summer? In the west, blushing their last to the last sunny hours, when the mild eve by sudden night is pressed, like tearful Proserpine snatched from her flowers to a most gloomy breast. Where is the pride of summer, the green prime, the many, many leaves all twinkling, 3 on the mossed elm, 3 on the naked lime trembling, and 1 upon the old oak tree? Where is the dryad's immortality, gone into the mournful cypress and dark yew, or wearing the long gloomy winter through in the smooth holly's green eternity? The squirrel gloats on his accomplished hoard, the ants have brimmed their garners with ripe grain, and honeybees have stored the sweets of summer in their luscious cells. The swallows all have winged across the main, but here the autumn melancholy dwells, and sighs her tearful spells amongst the sunless shadows of the plain. Alone, alone upon a mossy stone, she sits and reckons up the dead and gone, with the last leaves for a love rosary, whilst all the withered world looks drearily, like a dim picture of the drowned past, in the hushed mind mysterious far away, doubtful what ghostly thing will steal the last into that distant grey upon the grey. Oh, go and sit with her and be o'ershaded, under the languid downfall of her hair. She wears a coronal of flowers faded upon her forehead and a face of care. There is enough of withered everywhere to make her bower, and enough of gloom, there is enough of sadness to invite, if only for the rose that died, whose doom is beauty's, she that with the living bloom of conscious cheeks most beautifies the light. There is enough of sorrowing, and quite enough of bitter fruits the earth doth bear, enough of chilly droppings for a bowl, enough of fear and shadowy despair, to frame her cloudy prison for the soul.
Autumn by Khalil Gibran. Let us go and gather grapes in the vineyard for the winepress, and keep the wine in old vases, as the Spirit keeps knowledge of the ages in eternal vessels. Let us return to our dwelling, for the wind has caused the yellow leaves to fall and shroud the withering flowers that whisper elegy to summer. Come home, my eternal sweetheart, for the birds have made pilgrimage to warmth, unless the chilled prairies suffering pangs of solitude. The jasmine and myrtle have no more tears. Let us retreat, for the tide brook has ceased its song, and the bubblesome springs are drained of their copious weeping, and their cautious old hills have stored away their colourful garments. Come, my beloved, nature is justly weary, and is bidding her enthusiasm farewell, with quiet and contented melody.
Autumn, a Dirge by Percy Bysshe Shelley. The warm sun is falling, the bleak wind is wailing, the bare boughs are sighing, the pale flowers are dying, and the year on the earth is her deathbed, in a shroud of leaves dead is lying. Come months, come away from November to May, in your saddest array. Follow the bier of the dead cold year, and like dim shadows watch by her sepulchre. The chill rain is falling, the nipped worm is crawling, the rivers are swelling, the thunder is knelling for the year. The blithe swallows have flown, and the lizards each gone to his dwelling. Come months, come away, put on white, black and grey, let your light sisters play. Ye follow the bier of the dead cold year, and make her grave green with tear on tear.